Growing up, Craig had quite a tough life. Would find it difficult to do things that his friends would do. On Sunday this week, it will be exactly 3 years. It's okay to talk about it, and it's okay to feel lonely. So you just got to keep having that faith that life will work itself out, that it won't always be so bad for you. Today is Thursday, the 12th of August 2021. My name is Jamie and I am making a video today to reflect on how the last 3 years of my life have been after losing my brother. On Sunday this week, it will be 3 years since we lost my brother Craig. My brother passed away from a brain aneurysm, but he also suffered a lifelong heart condition called pulmonary hypertension. Growing up, Craig had quite a tough life in terms of his health. He would find it difficult to do things that his friends would do. He used to try and play football all the time, but often it would be the case that he'd have to sit down whilst on the park just to catch his breath. He used to find simple tasks like that, simple things that myself and you probably watching this don't even have to think about, we just go and do it. For example, walking to the shops, we would just do that. For him, that would be quite a big mountain to climb. Now, Craig lived with that condition up until the age of 26. He passed away when he was 26, which was in 2018. It's now 2021. On Sunday this week, it will be exactly 3 years, and I start a new job on the Monday after. So I'm sort of looking forward to the chance, personally, to use the 3-year mark as a sort of hopeful turning point in my journey of grief. Now, I want to just also say, grief isn't something I actually particularly enjoy talking about, and I don't think anyone who's been through anything similar to what I have, or even worse, I don't think people like that do enjoy talking about it. It's so important for young men to talk about their emotions, how they're feeling, what they're thinking, especially when they have suffered through things like grief and they've lost friends and family members close to them. It's an experience that you can be sure that you will definitely have in your life. That is one thing that unites us all around the topic of grief. It's not something that people like to talk about because it is a difficult subject and because it can make people emotional. People need to be more open and transparent about the effects of grief and how it can be absolutely debilitating. It can be something that plays in your mind. I have been quite lucky, I think, in terms of the last 3 years. I've had some really, really dark days, but because of those really dark days and those tough moments in life when things are happening, or I wish I could pick up the phone to phone my brother or phone my dad and I'm not able to do that, I think you need those moments because, as I say to a lot of my friends when I'm talking about this, it's only once you've reached that bottom level of your life that you then can pursue a pathway up and try and reach your maximum potential. If you've experienced what your relative hell is, I have friends and people around about me who haven't necessarily experienced those same things. And I worry that if we don't start talking about it now in a more free and open way, it's something that will continue to be stigmatised. I can look back in this video in a couple of years' time and think that's where I was on my journey through my thoughts and feelings and my grief 3 years after it happened. As life goes on, I hope it does get a little bit easier. I know from losing my dad at 11 years old that the pain and grief and being upset all the time, that didn't continue all the way through up until now. It did get a little bit easier as each day passes and each week and month and the years start to tick by. It does become a little less of an obstacle to try and get past. It doesn't mean to say you forget about the people. It's hard. It's awful. It's something that none of us at a young age should have to experience. Sadly, it is the reality of the world that we live in, and some people are lucky, some people aren't so lucky. We lose people. It's okay to talk about it, and it's okay to feel lonely, upset, angry, bitter. It's okay to feel all those emotions. It's part of the journey. The journey also doesn't end. It just continues, and as the years go by, it gets a little less painful. I'm telling you that from experience. I'm making this video to tell myself that in a couple of years' time when I watch it back, or when I'm having a particular down day. I can look back on this and go, it's going to be fine, because I know that I've reached the hell in life. I've went that far down and I know how bad it is, but I've also reached high points and I know how good those can feel. So it's about gaining the perspective to understand that yes, things are going to be bad, but things can also still be so very good. So you just got to keep having that faith that life will work itself out, that it won't always be so bad for you. You just got to keep positive, try and keep yourself busy, and continue to be open and honest and work on speaking about your emotions and how you feel. So I hope in some way, if you've made it to the end, maybe it's helped you, maybe it's gave you a little bit of perspective, maybe you've just watched it because you wanted to get an insight into what it's like to feel grief-stricken at a young age. That's how I feel, but I know that it can get better. Don't regret growing older, because it's a privilege denied to many.